Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my kitchen. So let's get started. Today I'm making a dessert item, sweet red bean and tapioca soup. So let's review the ingredients. Here I have dried small red beans, and this is not the large kidney beans. I'm using a double carb brand, and they're also known as Japanese azuki beans. They're one and the same, and both products are from China. So if you see them side by side on the same shelf, you can save yourself a few pennies and go for the cheaper priced one. And this is small tapioca pearls, and this is rock sugar. I'm using the brand that comes in a box, and it'll be labeled rock candy. And rock sugar is a crystallized cane sugar. It's transparent, and it comes in irregular lumps. But I think recently I've seen other brands that are putting out more uniform pieces. So if you see that, get that instead. It'll be easy to control the sugar content. And the taste of rock sugar is a little milder than the regular sugar. It's not as cloyingly sweet. And this is dried orange peel. And for the prep, all we need to do is give the beans a quick wash and rinse. And then we can start cooking. Okay, to start the red bean dessert, we need to wash and rinse the red beans. And red beans are one of the few beans that don't require a pre-soaking. And it's going to take about maybe 90 minutes to an hour 45 to cook up. And we're going to add cold water, and that's going to help the beans cook more evenly. And the general rule of thumb is add enough water to cover the beans, and then 2 inches above that. And that looks pretty good. And next, let's add the orange peel. And I'm using 3 pieces. I really like the flavor of it, but you may want to adjust it according to your own personal taste. Turn the heat up to high, and let this come up to a boil. Okay, so once the water has come back up to a boil, give it a quick stir so the beans don't stick to the bottom of the pot. Turn the heat down to low and cover it with a tilted lid, and this is going to allow the steam to escape and not build up pressure. And we'll let this simmer for 90 minutes, so check on it occasionally and give it a stir so the beans don't stick to the bottom of the pot. And we'll be back to check on it. Okay, so while the red beans are simmering away on another burner, let's cook the tapioca pearls. So I have a pot of boiling water here, and tapioca pearls do not require pre-soaking. And make sure you have plenty of water in your pot to prevent the pearls from sticking together. Add the pearls. So turn down the heat to medium and let this cook for 20 minutes until the pearls become translucent. And after 10 minutes, you can see some of the pearls still have a hard white center. So it just needs a little more cooking. Okay, 20 minutes has elapsed. Let's check on the pearls. And as you can see, some of them still have a white center, so it's not quite done yet. I'll let it cook for another 5 minutes, and they should all be clear. So what we're going to do now is turn the heat off and let this sit for another 5 minutes. And the residual heat from the water is going to be enough to cook the rest of the tapioca pearls. Okay, 5 minutes has elapsed. Let's check on the pearls. And the tapioca pearls are nice and translucent. Don't overcook it or else they'll just disintegrate. So next we're going to give the pearls a quick rinse under cold water. And as you can see, all the pearls are nice and translucent. Now transfer the pearls into a container. Add cold water. And the tapioca pearls look really good. Looks like little fish eggs. We'll let this sit in the cold water until it's ready to use. Okay, an hour and a half has elapsed. Let's check on the beans. So first off, let's skim off some of the foam. The beans look nice and cooked. We can try one. That's good. And right now, let's add the sugar. So adjust the sweetness to your own preference. I'm going to start with just the big giant lump and let that melt and taste it as it goes along. And at the same time, if you like to eat the orange peel, you can cut it into little pieces. I like to eat it. It gives it a nice contrast to the sweetness of the beans. And the orange peel adds a nice citrus flavor. So turn up the heat a little bit, and this will allow the sugar to melt a little faster. Okay, the sugar has melted down. Let's give it a taste. That is perfect for me. If you like it a little more sweet, just add a couple more chunks of the sugar. So now we're going to mash up some of the beans and so give it that sandy texture. Ooh, this looks so good. And you can see that the rock sugar has given the red bean soup a nice little sheen. Okay, so now let's add the tapioca. And it's been soaking in cold water and they've plumped up quite nicely. They're all translucent. And this looks so good. So just let it cook on medium-low for like another 5 minutes. And that's going to warm up the tapioca pearls. The tapioca also acts as a thickener, and it will also soak in the flavors of the red bean and the tangerine peel. And it's going to add a really nice velvety, slippery, chewy texture to the bean dessert. Okay, so 5 minutes has elapsed. Let's give it a good stir. And this looks really good. And even though I don't eat a lot of desserts, this is one of my favorites. So give it a final tasting. That is so tasty. And I don't like my red bean soup too sweet, so you can adjust it to your own taste. Add a little more sugar, add a little bit at a time to get it to the exact sweetness that you like. Okay, turn the heat off. Let's serve up a bowl. And as you can see, this is really the perfect texture. And here we have a classic bowl of sweet red bean and tapioca soup. It's a wonderful home-cooked dessert with a sweet, earthy flavor from the red beans and a velvety, chewy texture from the tapioca pearls. It also has a nice hint of citrus flavor from the tangerine peel. This will keep 5 days in the fridge, but it may not last that long. And my taste tester is out for an afternoon walk, so you're going to have to trust me on this. It's absolutely delicious. Enjoy!